19 years, there is no point in further renewing it for the next 1 or 2 years. So that is one of the parameters. It was evaluated by the committee. Then whether any legal cases are pending on the patent. If there are no legal cases, it has got a bright prospects. What is the coverage? The coverage is only Indian coverage, or it is a global coverage, or a broad coverage and geographical coverage of the patent. These are the three variables we have identified as far as the legal status is concerned. The other one is the technical potential, or what happened? Yeah, technical potential again, what we did is, we also tried to monitor the average growth of published patents in that area worldwide. That is one of the parameters we have identified. Similarly, average growth of corporate patent filings worldwide, average growth of granted patents worldwide. Is it a platform technology? If it is a platform technology, it has got some advantages. What is the stage of development? Whether it is a lab scale, or bench scale, or pilot scale, or a commercial scale when you patent it? Is it a strategic technology? So these are some of the parameters or variables we identified to assess the technology potential of the patent. Similarly, the commercial or market potential with reference to India, because most of our patents are Indian patent office, they have been filed. So they asked us to estimate with reference to Indian market. So what we did is here, what is the CAGR growth of market for the product? The technology, for example, it is in a coating area. So what is the market growth in that area? The CAGR growth we have taken as one of the parameters. Similarly, average growth of commercial products in that area. How many products have been there in the market as far as that patent is concerned? And average growth of foreign companies filing patents in India. So all this data is, you can only get it if you have a proper patent database. So we have used here the Thomson Innovation Patent Database, which gives data for all our variables here. Then the financial variable, the implications. What is the future cost of development? If the patent is based on a lab scale technology, or a bench scale technology, or a pilot scale technology, the costs for development also proportional. If the patent is a pilot scale or a commercial scale, probably the development cost will be much less. So much less means there is a possibility of transferring this technology or commercializing this technology is higher. Similarly, prospects for earning non-exclusive licensing fee. That is also another parameter which we thought is important for deciding this renewability. So like this, for all these patents, what we did is, the committee will evaluate each patent against each parameter and will say to what extent this condition is met in a given patent. We have evaluated this on a scale of 1 to 3, where 1 is not met, 2 is partially met, 3 is fully met. And the other column is the level of confidence. Up to what confidence level you are sure about your response, what you are given in the first column. So that is again 1 to 3 level of confidence, that is 1 is the low confidence, 3 is the high confidence. So the committee or the members who have got expertise in this area, they will be able to give these numbers to this framework. So we can calculate the weighted score here. So as I told you, if you get this weighted score more than 80%, this patent has got a high potential for commercialization. So therefore it can be renewed. Similarly, that 71 to 80%, there is a good potential. If there is less than 70%, is a poor potential. So the major dimensions, as I explained to you in my previous slides, the technology potential dimension has got around 43%, the market potential about 21%, financial implications about 15%, and legal status about 20%. So the beauty of the tool is this is so flexible. You can add any variable if you feel it is important and reach dimension. So accordingly, the weighted average will be changed. So there is no hard and fast rule. It should be only 43%, 21%, or 15%. The committee can decide, the evaluation committee can decide which variable is important to measure that dimension. So accordingly, you give the rating. So it is a very flexible tool and very easy to use. So coming to the case study, these are all the 21 patents which have been granted to our institute during the last 12 years. The first patent was granted in 2005, and 2006, 2005 like this. So we collected the data for all these patents using Thomson Innovation. For example, this patent IN 195429, it was granted on 11/2/2005. So for calculating the growth of the patents filed or granted on this area, we have taken from, for example, 2005 to 2012, there are about 7 years forward and 7 years backward. We have taken the growth of the patents, the number of patents granted, 7 years forward and 7 years backward. So based on that, we calculated the growth during the last 7 years, how this technology has grown. So similar way, for all these patents, we collected that information and put it into the framework table. So this is the input data. For example, legal status, time left for the expiry of the patents. For example, patent number 1, only 3 years is still left out. Patent number 2, 5 years. Patent number 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Like that, based on the patent, what we have been given to us, we have filled up all this data using the Thomson Innovation Patent Database. So we got all this input data. Once you get this input data, we have given a relative scales. For example, time remaining for the expiry of the patent. So higher the time remaining, higher will be the commercial potential. So what we have given the score, how we have to decide score 1 or score 2 or score 3, what score I should give. So I relatively ranked all these 21 patents here. So 3 to 5 years, if there is a time left out, time remaining for the patent, we are given score 1. Similarly, 6 to 10 years, there is a life, we are given score 2. 11 to 20 years, we are given score 3. So like that, for each parameter, we have defined the upper limit and lower limit of these scales based on this patent search and analysis data. So once we get all these things and put it up in our framework table, this is how it looks like. And we get each parameter, each dimension, the total weighted scores. So based on this, we got around, out of 21 patents, we have recommended around 5 patents can be dropped because their scale is less than 70%. The total weighted score for the 5 patents were less than 70%. So we recommended to our institute, you may drop these 5 patents. So this is how the estimated composite index for determining renewability of these 21 patents. So I would like to conclude by summarizing what I said till now. The framework was applied on 21 patents granted to one of the premier national laboratory to assess the renewability. The framework predicted that about 71% of the granted patents have commercial potential index greater than the threshold of 70% index value, and therefore these patents are recommended for the renewal. So the benchmark validation of our tool was that subsequently our institute has also constituted a high-level technology advisory group from very senior officials from the domain. They have also assessed that all the 21 patents, they were recommended up to retain 76% of the patents. So our tool has predicted up to 71% of the patents can be renewed, and whereas the technology advisory group has recommended 76% of the patents can be renewed. So our tool has predicted about 93% accuracy. So therefore we feel that the tool is reliable and one can be used, and the same tool can be used by other R&D laboratories and companies. We are also communicating this paper to one of the journals so that it has got a more access and more publicity, so people who are in this domain can make use of this tool. Thank you very much for your kind patience hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Purushottam.